Ah, yes, the government travel charge card. Right away, just in the name, you may have the wrong idea. That name on the card doesn't say Uncle Sam. It's your name. It's your card. The only person authorized to use the card, you. The person who gets the bill, you. So who is responsible for the card? You guessed it, you. The government just gets to tell you when you can use it, how to use it, and make sure you pay the bill. There are many laws and documents governing the travel charge card program. DoD Instruction 5154.31, Volume 4, is the primary regulation governing your responsibilities as a user of the GTCC, as well as your role as the supervisor or commander of a GTCC user. And since this is a refresher course, please remember you already were required to sign the DoD Statement of Understanding. DoD policy mandates that the GTCC is the primary payment method for DoD members, military and civilian, for all official TDY travel expenses. And there are some good benefits to using the card. The GTCC allows you to be ready to travel anytime, and you won't have to pay out of your own pocket for your own official travel expenses. It saves time and administrative costs as it reduces paper-based transactions. And you may not have known it, but the GTCC users actually do earn cash rewards. It doesn't go to you individually, but it is set aside for your wing. Let's get into what you need to know to use your card so that you can easily take care of business and hopefully enjoy your TDY as much as possible. Do it right, and when your travel money comes in, it will be a nice little bonus for you. Do it wrong, and you will have a deficit to pay. Before we get started, please know that a PDF of this information, formatted for easy viewing on your phone, is available at the ANG Ancillary Training SharePoint. Here's some things to take care of right now. Know where your card is. This may sound silly, but you always need control of your card. If it is ever lost or stolen, you'll want to call the GTCC vendor right away. Make sure you can log into your card account and know your username and password. Once you log in, make sure your contact information is correct, and if not, make any corrections. If your contact information is wrong, you won't get your bill. This is bad, because as soon as you go 30 days overdue, your commander gets notified. Remember, you can always go paperless with your account, and you can get an email notification, text alerts, or both when certain things happen with your account, like when a new bill is ready or when your account balance is low. Know who manages the GTCC for your unit. This person is called your Agency Program Coordinator, or APC. You will want to let your APC know if you take any action with the GTCC vendor, such as reporting a card lost or changing your contact information. Lastly, make sure DTS has your current GTCC account information. Just a quick note, if you see the words Individually Billed Account, or the acronym IBA, that's just another way to refer to the GTCC account in your name. Prior to your travel, log into DTS and create your authorization. Include everything you can think of that will be an official travel expense: airfare, lodging, rental car, and any other related expenses. Know that there is a big difference between per diem amounts if you are in government quarters or not. Find out if your TDY location is state exempt and prepare any needed forms to claim the exemption. Last and most important, know that you will be required to pay your bill on time, regardless of whether your travel is done or whether you've been reimbursed yet. It isn't monopoly money you'll be spending. Until you get reimbursed and the bill is paid, the money you'll be spending will really be yours. Don't forget, if you are traveling more than 45 consecutive days, you can request scheduled partial payments in DTS. If authorized, these split dispersed payments are made every 30 days and can help you keep your account in good standing. You can always see your available limits when you log into your account, and if travel requires it, you can ask your APC for your limit to be temporarily raised. Restricted cards have lower limits and may require APC activation and deactivation before and after travel. A restricted card is a card that is usually given to members who either have a credit score lower than 660, have refused a credit check, or have some kind of financial counseling in the past. During your travel, again, use the card for official travel expenses only: airfare, lodging, meals, rental cars, and other travel-related expenses. Remember, you won't get reimbursed for an expense without a receipt. The credit card bill is not a valid receipt, so take the receipt. Think of it as being worth the total printed at the bottom. Keep it somewhere safe. Track your expenses on a sheet of paper or choose from hundreds of the free apps to do it on your phone. When your trip is over and you know exactly what you spent, you'll be far better off. Be careful with cash advances. Think of cash advances as the alternative. They are only for official expenses where you can't use your GTCC. Using cash makes it more difficult for you to track your spending. If you exceed your per diem, which is easy to do with cash, you pay the difference. And while the early bird may get the worm, the early cash advance is limited to no more than 3 days prior to travel. A quick note about GTCC wingman policy. If someone else is having problems with their card, be a good wingman and help them find a solution. That's all you can do. There is no wingman purchasing. None. If the purchase is not for you, then it isn't authorized. Your travel isn't really over until your voucher is submitted, so do it as soon as possible. Officially, you have 5 days after you've completed your travel to submit your voucher, but that's practically a week. The clock is ticking. Don't wait. There really is no excuse. If you can't log into DTS during your 5-day window, you can still fill out a paper travel voucher and turn it into your local non-DTS entry agent, or NDEA. This person is authorized to use DTS on your behalf. And if the mission prohibits you from using DTS or filing a paper voucher, you can be granted mission critical status, and you get up to 45 days after your travel to pay your bill. Split disbursement is mandatory and is for your benefit. Instead of sending a payment to you and then requiring you to send a payment to the card vendor, split disbursement sends a payment directly to the card vendor on your behalf. Be sure to adjust the split disbursement amounts to match your actual official expenses. Took out additional cash? Add it here. Made additional charges? Add them here. Now, if you're going to overpay the card vendor, reduce that amount here. Then just use the built-in calculator and make sure the disbursed amount matches the balance you owe on your GTCC. This will allow you to avoid the hassle of owing money or having overpaid. Your voucher is officially accepted when it's stamped approved. So follow up in DTS and make sure that happens. After your travel or during a TDY longer than 45 days, why wait for your monthly billing statement to arrive? You can log into your account and check your information anytime, night or day. Just click on the Statement tab, look carefully at all charges, and make sure they are valid. If a charge isn't valid, it's your responsibility to dispute it within 60 days from the date it appears on your statement. It only takes seconds to dispute a charge online. And of course, like any other card you may have, contact customer service if you have questions about your account. Payment is due. You're expected to make payment in full by the due date, regardless of whether or not you receive reimbursement. Now, before anyone says, that's not fair, remember, DoD is required to reimburse you within 30 days of your completion of a valid travel voucher. In fact, you're entitled to interest payments for any authorized amounts that are not paid within 30 days. So you're still on the hook to pay your bill on time. If you simply can't pay your bill, and you have done everything you're supposed to do, don't wait. Alert your chain of command immediately. Once your account goes over 30 days overdue, your commander can see it. Don't let it be a surprise. If you spent more money than you were authorized and you simply don't have it, you can request a reduced payment plan with the GTCC vendor and agree to make payments on your overdue balance. Delinquencies. An account is delinquent when a cardholder fails to pay the outstanding balance in full within 60 days of the billing statement date. After 60 days, the account is suspended and further action will be taken if the account remains delinquent. Some contributing factors to delinquency are failure to pay the travel card vendor by the billing statement due date, failure to file your travel voucher within 5 days of return from travel, failure to use split disbursement, failure to claim all authorized expenses, excessive or unauthorized ATM withdrawals or card use for personal expenses, or failure to update contact information with the travel card vendor and APC. A card will be canceled for the following reasons. Travel card is lost or stolen. 2 checks returned due to insufficient funds in a 12-month period. 2 suspensions in a 12-month period. When the account is 126 days past billing and remains unpaid, the travel card vendor may close the travel account upon the request of the cardholder's APC, or salary offset. Consequences. Some of the consequences of delinquency are counseling, reprimand, suspension of card privileges, cancellation of card account, salary offset, and after 210 days of delinquency, negative reporting to the credit bureaus. And of course, as with any official program, willful misuse can result in prosecution under the UCMJ for military personnel, and for civilian personnel, it can result in administrative or disciplinary action up to and including removal from federal service. This concludes the government travel charge card training.